thank you all for coming out this afternoon. We really appreciate it. My name is Mike Spears, and I'm the current commander of the Southwest District. And we really appreciate this opportunity to spend time with you, time with our community, and discuss the things that are important to all of us. I want to talk a little bit about the neighborhood we're in, this Hallville neighborhood. It's a very historic area. In 1880, a man named Benjamin Hall and John Ketchum moved their iron foundry from the downtown area. It was located at Washington and Delaware Street. They came all the way out west here across the White River to locate right across the street here. They located at Michigan and North Germania Avenue near the Belt Railroad. Germania Avenue is now Bellevue Place. The employees of that foundry built homes nearby. In 1883, the town of Hallville, which was named after the man who established the foundry and employed most of its 283 inhabitants, was incorporated. Streets in Hallville today still bear the names of its founders, Hall and Ketchum. In 1897, the city of Indianapolis annexed the town of Hallville, along with Mount Jackson, the town just west of here. Hallville was a thriving neighborhood with numerous social organizations and churches of many faiths. The flood of 1913 damaged a significant amount of property in Hallville and nearby Stringtown, West Indianapolis, and many other areas of the city. However, the resilient people of Hallville worked hard to repair damage. The levee built along the White River helped ensure floodwaters would not again devastate the area. The Indianapolis Police Department at that time understood the importance of this Hallville neighborhood and desired a close relationship with its citizens. On April the 20th, 1918, Chief George Coffin announced the opening of 4 police substations in our city. And through our research and to the best of our knowledge, those were the first 4 substations in the city. One of those substations was located in a fire station number 9, which was located right next door at 537 North Germania. Again, the name of that street was changed later that year to Bellevue. Officers staffed this station for many years. However, over time, officers were reassigned to other locations. Our mayor, Joseph Hogsett, understands the importance of working closely with neighborhoods throughout our city to make improvements and build relationships of trust and understanding. He's dedicated to service and committed to ensuring safety, progress, and success for Indianapolis. He leads by example, and we're proud to have him with us this afternoon. Mayor Hogsett.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you all for being here on a beautiful sunny afternoon, although I am mindful that we're all standing in the sun. And there's a lot of history to be reviewed, but I am indeed honored to have been invited to come to this 25th anniversary of IMPD's Southwest District. So thanks to all IMPD leaders, officers, civilian personnel, their family and friends, community leaders, neighborhood leaders, and all who have gathered here today. This is indeed a silver anniversary and one that is deserving of great celebration. The men and women who have populated this building behind me for 25 years now have worked around the clock to ensure the safety of the people of this neighborhood, of the west side of Indianapolis, and of Indianapolis as a whole. Not only do the officers who serve here enforce the law, but as the commander just mentioned, they are committed to being embedded in the community in which they serve. They participate in helping those who are hungry get food. They invite children and parents of those children to community IMPD bike rides through the neighborhood. In fact, I think we may have one later this evening. These officers, in short, are committed to a model of community-based policing. By uniting the community you serve, each of these officers instill a greater sense of tranquility, a greater sense of trust, a greater sense of peace to all residents of this district. And the residents know in return that they can count on each and every officer to protect their children, to protect their friends, to protect their loved ones. Indianapolis is not alone in experiencing a rise of crime here in our community, but community engagement initiatives such as the ones taken by IMPD's Southwest District, I believe, are the answer to solving this epidemic. And for this very reason, the 200 sworn officers and civilian employees that make up IMPD's Southwest District, under the direction of Commander Michael T. Spears, serve as a stellar model for the way police departments across our country should operate. Indianapolis is fortunate. We have the greatest police department in all of the country. And that is embodied here in IMPD's Southwest District. To say that I am proud is an understatement. Each of the officers here have dedicated their lives to making a positive impact on our community and continuing to make Indianapolis an even greater city than it already is. And for that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let us as a community recognize how lucky we are to have men and women that embody bravery, integrity, honesty, hard work, and spirit, protecting all of our safety on the very front lines. Whether you've been a police officer for 5 years or 25, we honor the commitment and the hard work each of you give in order to protect our great city. So I offer thanks to Commander Michael Spears. I offer thanks to IMPD's Southwest District for all you do. And I offer thanks to all of you for taking time to come here, to be here, and to honor these men and women as they celebrate their 25th anniversary. May God bless them. May God bless the work that they do. May God bless this city. And may God bless the people that work so hard to make Indianapolis truly the greatest city in our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Great comments. It's now my pleasure to introduce our Chief of Police, Troy Riggs, who will discuss why goals such as police community partnerships, dedication to duty, and service to others were established when this facility was opened, why they're important then, and why they remain relevant today. Chief?
Well, good afternoon. I'm going to be brief because I want to hear from those that have served here before. I thank the Mayor for his remarks. Can we give Commander Spears and the men and women under his command a round of applause for this day? I got to tell you, as the new chief of IMPD, I'm proud, and I can certainly say I'm humbled to stand here with so many outstanding commanders and former chiefs of IPD and IMPD. I am proud and humbled to wear the same uniform that they have worn or they currently wear, and I tell you, they have left a legacy in this city that we're going to continue to build upon. A legacy of working in partnership with the community. You know, it's very tough for us to make crime go down if we're not working together. And when the community and the police department work together, that's a tough combination to beat. Matter of fact, there's no criminal element that can beat that combination. And we have a history here in the Southwest District, and that'll continue into the future. So in the future, we're going to strive to add more people on the streets, to work closer with the community, to reduce crime, reduce the fear of crime, and to enhance public safety for all residents throughout the greatest city in America, the city of Indianapolis. Thank you so much for being here today. May God bless and keep our officers safe.
Well done, Chief.
Paul Ney was our chief of police from 1986 to the end of 1991. He recognized the need to return the police department and its officers to the neighborhoods. Chief Ney's goals were the same as our goals today. You've heard them already. Reduce crime, reduce the fear of crime, and enhance public safety. Chief Ney led the transformation of former school number 52 into a full-service police station. In 1991, Chief Ney dedicated this facility and returned officers of the Indianapolis Police Department to the historic Hallville neighborhood. 25 years have passed since this dedication. This year's Community Day marks our silver anniversary. I've invited many persons who gave so much to help ensure safety and success in this area to be a part of today's program. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Chief Paul Ney, and he'd like to discuss why he returned to neighborhoods and strengthening our police-community relationships were important to him in 1991.
Thanks, Commander. Mayor Hogsett, Chief Riggs, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on a beautiful day. Mike promised that he would have that, and always thought he had great influence. But the community of Hallville, you should as well, in the southwest side, be proud of what you've accomplished. We're proud that 25 years ago, I was 16 at the time, when we made this dedication. We're proud of what we did 25 years ago, but we're more excited about what the department has done and continues to do to develop relationships for the future. We all know 25 years ago we knew it, today we know it, that police and community together is the only way that society can prosper and grow. The police can't do it alone. There was a day when they thought they could. The community can't do it without supporting the police. There was times we didn't have that support. But congratulations today on the kind of support that we see, and that does not go unnoticed with a reduction in crime. You've all done a great job. I'm so proud of the police, both IPD, I see some IPD people, and IMPD people as well. Congratulations and good luck to the future.
Thank you very much, Chief. I am extremely proud of our police officers. They put the needs of others ahead of their own and work hard every day to keep us safe. I'm also very proud of our citizens. Their help, their support, and involvement improve our efficiency, our effectiveness, and contribute significantly to our success. We're very fortunate to have a strong relationship with the citizens, and we've built a relationship of trust and mutual respect. To discuss the importance of meaningful and substantive relationships between the police and the community, it's my pleasure to introduce Melvin Jackson with Westside Community Ministries.
Good afternoon, my sisters and brothers. I ain't got no sisters and brothers here. Amen. To the commander here and to all of the dignitaries, particularly the mayor and his staff, and all of you who make Hallville, USA, as Olin Williams named it, Hallville, USA, the place to be. I wanted to help us to know that police and the citizens, the church, and everything that God created is commanded to work together. The family, the church, and the government. And I want us to know that the police is not our enemy. Crime is, sin is, all the things that come against the well-being of humankind in our communities here and across this great country. But I'm an old guy. Somebody asked me if I knew Moses. But so I don't depend on my memory. And I'm going to read something to you and tell you what it means. It says, Romans chapter 13 says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinances of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnations. Listen to this. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. And what that means is that the next verse says, for he is the minister of God to thee for good, but if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. God anointeth and appointeth government to do justice for him. And so it tells us that we are to obey government because God anoints them as ministers of his, whether they're Christians or whatever they are. God anoints the government to carry out justice for him. And so I am glad to know that we have some great soldiers of the Lord standing around and behind us. I've been in this area here for more years than my wife wants to admit, because she believes that this is, the Hallville is her competitor. But I can tell you that working together works. And we don't need to be afraid. We need to be partners. We are in partnership together for the well-being of this community. We must train up our children to understand that these men and women that don this blue, black, or whatever their uniforms are, they strap it on every day and every night, and they never know if they're going to get back home. As a former military man, I know what it means to be faced with danger, and they face it on behalf of us. Every night when we put our children to bed, when we finish our dinner, in the mornings when we get up and know that we are still in the land of the living, much of that is because of the men and women who work, comes rain or come shine, come snow or whatever it is. They rise and take their shift. I would challenge each and every one of you that's never been on a ride with the policeman, check with the commander here, and you'll be able to get to ride with an officer on duty. And you'll come back really aware of some of the dangers that they experience every night and every day. So I commend our mayor who has come, his staff. I commend the commanders and the chiefs. I know so many of them, have the experience with them, have traveled the country with some of them, learning new techniques and applications to serve our community. So when they talk about protecting and serve, they're protecting us and serving the Lord God Almighty on our behalf. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Major Pete Bowles was selected as the first leader of this facility. Since then, 10 other individuals have led the officers of this district. Our prior commanders are here today, and I'd like to quickly introduce them to you. So when I call your names, come up so everybody can see you. Start with Pete Bowles. Pete was the commander here from 1986 to 1991. Sam Drake was here from... It's like a Legends basketball game introduction. He was here from 1992 to 1993. Robert Allen was our commander from 1993 to 1994. Sadly, he's passed away, but he's represented proudly today by his daughter, Officer Christy Allen Green. Mike Sherman was here in 1994. He was here earlier, but he had to leave. He's a member of the Greenwood Police Merit Board, and they had a meeting. Jerry Barker. A legend. He was here from 1994 to 2000 and served as Chief of Police from 2000 to 2005. Tim Horty. Tim was here from 2000 to 2006. Brian Mahone. Brian was here from 2007 to 2009. Lloyd Crow. Lloyd was here from 2009 to 2010. Our current Assistant Chief, Brian Roach. Brian was here from 2010 to 2014. And Chief David Hoffman. Chief Hoffman was here from 2014 to 2015 and left to become the police chief of Lawrence. I had the pleasure of working for Commanders Crow, Roach, and Hoffman as their captain, and I'll tell you, they're all wonderful men, and I learned a lot from them, and I appreciate all they've done for me. A few of our past commanders have asked to say just a few words, and we'll start with Jerry Barker.
Hey, thank you, sir. I had to do this. Mr. Mayor, Mr. New Chief, and all these commanders, I really feel lucky to be around you folks. I'm still standing up. But I wanted to thank Action Jackson. Reverend Jackson. Wow. Olgen Williams, he was here briefly a while ago. The best secretary in the world, Melissa Dean, West District when I was out here. My son, Sergeant Barker, on the police department, so proud of him. My wife and grandkids. And, I'm telling you, I guess that's my first car, incidentally. And I was so proud to have it. I was a police officer for nearly 40 years, and I was very blessed during that time. But I must say, I thought I knew it all. I was pretty hot on myself. You know, I like to put people in jail, all the things. And the Lairds, my God, the Lairds. Thank you for coming. And that's what policemen do, right? We put people in jail. We bring them into the criminal justice system. It was great. I worked out here 47 years ago and did just that. But I have to say, I didn't really get it until I got assigned out here. I had the pleasure of being the deputy chief out here. That's when I began to really grasp the importance, the significance, and how important it is to be a police officer, how much responsibility that entails. I learned from the community to be a better police officer. I learned that it could be a whole lot more fun. It can be so much more fun when you're working together with the community and you're getting things accomplished together and you're building the trust and the relationships, not only from the official leaders of the community, but more importantly, from the unofficial leaders, the people that make things happen. And Lord, we had a wonderful, wonderful time together out here, and I am humbled every time I think about it. So I want to thank you. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you present who made my stint as Deputy Chief and later Chief of Police so valuable and wonderful and warm for me. Thank you for being the support that all police officers wish they had. West District does it better, or Southwest now, does it better than anybody else. God bless all of you.
Tim Horty would like to share a few words.
Well, listen, it's hot, and Jerry Barker just spoke, so what else can you say? But I just want to say one thing, is that community policing is what it is today because of people like Jerry Barker and Mike Zunk and Paul and A. And there was a time where a community day was not even thought of. A community day, are you crazy? And today it's the standard. You go to the South District, you go to the North District, everybody has one. But today, as Jerry said, Hallville and the West District is what it is because of the people that work here. A police department is only as successful as its community that allows it to be. And Paul and A, you had the foresight in 1991 to bring a police district from downtown out here of all places of Hallville and have a community day, have a community policing center where no one would have ever thought that could work. But Paul, I am proud to have a chance to follow you. As the commander here, I applaud your foresight, your courage, and having started a police district in 1991 was way above what anybody thought could happen. And I am grateful and proud to follow in your footsteps. Thank you.
Thank you. Lloyd Crow, everybody.
Thank you, Mike. You know, I just retired recently after 30.5 years with the department, and I can just tell you that that separation is difficult because of the relationships that you establish, you know, as a part of your career. And so I also remember back in like 91, 92, when we sort of really kind of formalized community-oriented policing. We started doing training at the academy about community-oriented policing. And I remember some of the old timers would say, well, we've been doing that. We've been talking to neighbors. We've been walking foot patrols. That's nothing new, but it kind of gave it a formal sort of structure to it. And so by the time I came out here in 2009, I felt like I was pretty well prepared. But little did I know that I still had a tremendous amount to learn. And so I want to give a couple quick shouts out because you can't be successful in a position like this unless you have strong people behind you who are going to educate you about how to build relationships in the community. And two of the people that were really instrumental in getting me started and helping me feel comfortable in this position were, at the time, Sergeant Lori Demery. Everybody knows Lori Demery. And her sidekick at the time was Becky Vway. And those two really helped me get in touch with how to make those inroads into the community on Southwest District. And I will forever be grateful for your help out here. Thank you so much. I think probably one of the first connections I made, solid connections I made, was with Reverend Jackson. We had many a phone call from that office in there, and we had a very good relationship over the year that I was here. But, you know, as I talked to retirees, as I started to approach that, many of them said that, you know, you're going to forget about all the law enforcement type work that you did, and that's true. The things that you're going to remember are the relationships that you built with people that you work with and in the community. So I know it's hot out here, but I want to share one quick story because this is something that stuck with me from the day this happened, and I never ever will forget it. But one Saturday, you probably remember, we did a public safety walk. And during that walk, we came across a young lady. You probably can't see the picture very well, but the lady in this picture with me, her name is Miss Joanna Bell. And when we walked up on her house at 1209 Mount Street, I thought she was well in her 80s then. I learned today that she's not. But she was sitting in a chair and she was trying to take care of her lawn. She was trying to take care of her house. And she would get out there and sit in the chair and she would trim the hedges and just do what she could from her chair. So when we walked up there and started talking to her about, you know, what kinds of things are going on in the neighborhood and how we could help her, she started to tear up. There was a house just to the south of her that was abandoned, boarded up, and was completely overgrown. I mean, to say high weeds is kind of an overstatement. It had trees for bushes. And she was really frustrated about not being able to get anything done about this. And so, you know, I took that one on. It's like, I'm gonna make the calls about this one personally to try to help this lady out, because this could have been my grandmother. So I did that. And so this might not surprise anybody, but the weeds and the high grass didn't come down overnight. It took a while. But I would drive through there every week and check on her. And when I saw that it wasn't down, you know, I'd still go up there and she would be in her chair trying to take care of her lawn. And she'd shake her finger at me and said, "You told me that this house was going to get trimmed up. And so I did that for like 3 weeks before it finally got taken down. And it finally did. And so, of course, we had a relationship after that because I check on her. But those are the things, I mean, that's not necessarily a law enforcement type action. But as part of our function in getting out of here and building relationships with people and getting to know the residents of Hallville, that was part of it, and we did it. And we had some successes with it. So today I had a little extra time at lunchtime, so I went back by 1209 Mount Street to see who was living there. I didn't expect her to be there. Well, I went up to the door and knocked on it. The door was open, but there was like a locked screen there. And I heard this little voice from the back say, "Who is it?" And I said, "Well, you don't know me, ma'am, but my name's Lloyd Crow. I used to work out here with the police department." "Well, hold on, I'll be there in a minute." I said, "Take your time." And about 5 minutes later, she came to the door. But Miss Joanna Bell, who is now 85, is still in her house, and she still gets out there and tries to take care of it. And I'm happy to say that the house that was there has now been torn down. But it shows you what happens when we get involved. You know, when public safety gets involved and works with residents in the community, things happen. So it's already been said about how important it is to develop those relationships and how important community-oriented policing is. But that's just one example. And we have to continue that to this day. And I know the officers out here do it. I had some hard charging NROs out here that work extremely hard. I'm just proud to be a part of the success that is the relationship between Hallville and Southwest District. I'm proud of that. To all the faces that are out there that are familiar, saying hello, Jason from the Blue Store, went by there today, had to stop in, and it was just great to kind of be back here and be a part of this. So, Commander, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming.
I appreciate being here. I just can't tell you how proud I am of this department and the relationship in my career that I've had here. Thank you very much.
The last speaker is Chief David Hoffman.
Last speaker. There's a ray of hope. My name is David Hoffman. On behalf of the citizens, the officers, the mayor, Steve Collier, City of Lawrence, I'm so grateful to be here. I'm surrounded by amazing history. I'm humbled by all the years of experience around me. My first chief of police, Michael Zunk, is standing in the shade over there. He swore me in. My very first chief in my life, the chief of my family, is Conrad Hoffman. He's standing right over there. He was with IPD for 34 years, retired successfully. So it's the influence of all of these people that made me a viable candidate, hopefully a good candidate for the position I'm in now as chief. You'll notice the patch is different, the badge slightly different, but the mission and the values remain the same. And it all, for me, started with IPD. It kind of finished right here on the Southwest District in the last 2 years, 2014, 2015. But really what it boils down to is the 150 or so officers who are out here every day and night taking runs, the community members that we partner with. You've heard that so many times, and I'm going to cut this short, but I do want to thank my day shift captain, Mike Spears. What an amazing man. He says he learned from me. That couldn't be further from the truth. I learned a lot from him. My night shift captain, Valerie Cunningham, now a deputy chief with IMPD. Deputy Chief Mahone, he's sweating like crazy, wishing I would shut up right now. But he was always pushing that. Guns, drugs, violent felons wanted on warrants. That's what he wanted off the streets. Illegal guns, I should say. So last year, let me tout the district a little bit. This is not me. It's not the men behind you. It's the officers out there taking runs every day. We've reduced homicides on this district last year alone by 40%. That's unheard of. And across the board, in a time in our country where crime is going up slightly, we reduced crime by a small percentage, but still a reduction, 2% across the board, all crimes right here. And it has to do everything with the dedication, professionalism, the hard work of the Southwest District officers, the detectives, the civilians, the leadership of the city that we've had and continue to have, and really all about those partnerships with the community. Those things made Southwest District, in my 2 years here, the best district in the city of Indianapolis. And I'm proud and humbled to be here before you today, and thank you all.
Thank you very much. I think you've learned a lot from these speakers. They really represent us well, and I just want to take a couple of minutes to introduce some special people who are here. A couple have already stolen my thunder a little bit, but a good friend of mine and someone with whom I have a great relationship and we're very proud of is our former chief, Mike Zunk. Can you come out here? We're awful happy to have him here with us, and the other thing that probably a lot of you know, maybe some of you don't, is this is his neighborhood. This is where he grew up, and it's still a meaningful and important place, and we're glad he's here with us today. The police chief's chief of staff, Chief Reeder, is he still here? Back here. Assistant Chief Waters. Several of the commanders and majors and other people of rank are out in the audience, and I appreciate you all being here. But we're very honored today to be joined by Mike and Debbie Laird. They're the parents of Indianapolis police officer Jake Laird, who was killed in the line of duty August the 18th, 2004. To help preserve the memory of their son and all other Indianapolis, Marion County, and metropolitan police officers who've been lost serving our city, they generously donated to the construction of a fallen officer memorial wall in our headquarters building here. It's a beautiful and poignant display of respect and remembrance. You're all welcomed, and I encourage you all to come inside and view this tribute to their son and to others who have given their lives in service to others. I'd appreciate if Lairds could come forward for just a moment so that we could provide them with an expression of our appreciation. Thank you. I think the mayor mentioned this, he foreshadowed this, but after our community day comes to a close at 7 o'clock tonight, our bicycle unit led by Sergeant Mike Crotty, who's got his hand up back there, will host a neighborhood bike ride through historic Hallville. Everyone's welcome to join us, so get a bicycle and be back here at 7 o'clock. Join the fun as we go on a ride through Hallville. One last thing I'd like to... Santos still here? Oh, want to recognize a special member of our police department and let you all have a chance to say hello and thank Officer Cortez for coming and visiting with us today. Congratulations. That concludes this hot formal part of it, so let's go have some fun and get something to eat. Thank you.